Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Israel Brief, proudly brought to you by Lay of the Land. I'm Marlene Marks, your host, bringing you the top stories from Israel and the region every Monday to Thursday. You know where we do it, right here on this platform and also on YouTube, where you can find us at the Israel Brief. And if you would like to receive your daily edition, all you have to do is simply subscribe and you'll be notified every time we post a brief. We just would like to appeal to you, if you are watching this on Facebook, please consider sharing our content. Due to the new clampdown laws by social media platforms, many people are saying that they don't see the brief as often as they used to. So we really would like you to help us and make sure that Israel's side of the story continues to get out to the masses. But nevertheless, you're here for the news, so let's give it to you. And just moments ago, it has been announced that there was an attempted terror attack just outside Ariel. The terrorist has been neutralized. And in other top stories, Israel's first official delegation to the Sudan has touched down. This is led by the intelligence minister, who will meet his counterpart to discuss ways that the two countries can move forward in accordance to the recently signed Abraham Accords, which sees normalization ties between Israel and the Sudan. And there are many areas where Israel can cooperate with this African state, but for the time being, it will be largely economic and in the fields of agriculture, water, and renewable energy. It's really a game changer, and I cannot wait to bring you news of more countries signing normalization ties with the state of Israel. It wouldn't be a news broadcast if we didn't talk about the COVID situation, and Israel has started to vaccinate students between the ages of 16 to 18. Now, there's a lot of discussion whether or not to open the schools. One of the concerns is because of the new variants that have been coming into the country, it is highly contagious, especially amongst young children, and at least 50% of infections belong to the Haredi community. This is a growing concern for the health ministry and the government. But as announced yesterday, Ben Gurion Airport is now officially locked down, at least for another week, and the health ministry have warned that if morbidity rates do not come down fast enough, this will be this won't rather be the last lockdown that Israel will experience, and that lifting this lockdown is all dependent on the morbidity rate. Now, we are a day before International Holocaust Memorial Day, which takes place every 27th of January. This is a day that the United Nations has dedicated to the remembrance and to the honor of victims of the Holocaust, and it coincides with the liberation of the Auschwitz death camp. Now, it is a day that is different to Israel's Yom HaShoah, which is a day that specifically commemorates Jewish victims of the Holocaust, and that day coincides with the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising. However, last night, in an address to the Park East Synagogue, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres appealed for an international alliance to fight neo-Nazism and white supremacy. He warned of the dangers of xenophobic and hate speech, and also warned that we are in danger of forgetting the lessons of the Holocaust. He said 2/3 of young Americans don't know that 6 million Jews were killed during the Holocaust. Now, Lay of the Land is dedicated to the preservation of memory, to bearing witness, and to making sure that we educate as much as possible about the Holocaust and about hate speech. There is an international campaign called We Remember, where people are encouraged to post pictures of themselves to social media platforms with the hashtag We Remember. Lay of the Land will be participating in that as well, and we encourage you, if you are participating, to please post on our Facebook page. Those are the top stories making headlines. We will be back with you tomorrow, but in the meantime, please check out our original content online at our website at www.layoftheland.online. While we're talking about the Abraham Accords, you can read Ben Levitus's article about what do the Abraham Accords mean for Africa. It could mean very exciting things, but don't take my word for it, read the article. It is also up on our Facebook page. And while you're there, please can you give us a like or a follow, and please consider sharing our content so that we do get it out to as many people as possible. Thank you if you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel at The Israel Brief. And don't forget, you can interact with us on Twitter. You can find us at Lay of the Land with the digit 5. That's at Lay of the Land 5. Talk to us, retweet us, interact with us. We love it when you do. So with today's edition of the Israel Brief, I know I'm getting in a little bit early today. I'm Rolene Marks, off for my first vaccination in a few moments. Wishing you a wonderful, a safe and a healthy rest of your day. And we'll chat again tomorrow.